In the small town of Millfield, there was a grand mansion that had stood for generations. The mansion was known for its beauty and elegance, but it was also rumored to be haunted. The rumor stemmed from a painting that hung in the grand entrance hall. The painting was a portrait of a beautiful woman with striking green eyes and flowing auburn hair. The painting had been in the family for generations, but there was a dark secret behind its beauty. Legend had it that the painting was cursed, and anyone who looked into the woman's eyes for too long would be doomed to a terrible fate. Many visitors to the mansion had reported feeling a sense of unease when looking at the painting, and some had even claimed to see the woman's eyes move as if watching them. The story of the cursed painting had been passed down through generations, and many believed it to be just a myth. However, the truth was far more sinister. The woman in the painting was named Isabella, and she had been a member of the family that owned the mansion. Isabella had been born with a rare genetic disorder that caused her to age rapidly. By the time she was 20, she looked like she was in her 60s. Isabella was shunned by her family and forced to live a life of solitude. She spent her days painting, and it was one of her portraits that would become the cursed painting. Isabella poured all of her pain and suffering into the painting, imbuing it with a dark energy that would one day claim its victims. In the late, a young couple visited the mansion and were given a tour by the owner. As they passed by the entrance hall, they stopped to admire the painting. The woman couldn't take her eyes off the portrait, feeling a strange pull towards the woman's eyes. Her husband tried to pull her away, but she resisted, unable to look away from the painting. Suddenly, the woman in the painting seemed to come to life, her green eyes glowing bright as she stepped out of the canvas. The couple screamed in terror as the woman approached them, her face twisted into a grotesque sneer. She reached out with bony fingers, touching the woman's forehead and causing her to collapse to the ground. The husband managed to escape the mansion and rushed to the hospital, but it was too late. His wife had fallen into a deep coma, and the doctors couldn't explain her condition. The husband realized then that the legend of the cursed painting was true, and he vowed to never let anyone else fall victim to its curse. Over the years, the mansion fell into disrepair, and the painting became more and more sinister. Many people who visited the mansion reported feeling a sense of dread and unease in the presence of the painting. Some claimed to have seen the woman in the painting move or heard her whispering to them. In this, the mansion was purchased by a wealthy businessman who planned to restore it to its former glory. The businessman was fascinated by the legend of the cursed painting and decided to keep it as part of the mansion's decor. However, he soon regretted his decision. The businessman began experiencing strange occurrences in the mansion. He heard whispers in the halls, and doors would open and close on their own. He would sometimes catch a glimpse of a figure out of the corner of his eye, but when he turned to look, there was no one there. One night, the businessman was awoken by a loud banging at his bedroom door. When he opened the door, he was greeted by the sight of the woman in the painting standing in the hallway. Her green eyes were glowing, and she was beckoning him to follow her. The businessman followed the woman, and she led him.